And we're going to try a lot of different things today. Jeff does tried and true recipes that are going to be fantastic, and I do the extreme and exotic, and sometimes they work and sometimes they're a bomb. But I'm hoping for some home runs today. So I'm going to start with a, let me pass this out. This is going to be an espresso coffee ice cream to get you woken up. With fresh beignets that I personally baked the other night and then froze. Beignets, which are spelled beignet, are famous from one place. They're made everywhere, but they're famous from Café du Monde in New Orleans, and they are fantastic. They're kind of like a small donut that's been fried. They have a crispy outside, and they're absolutely delicious. You fry the batter, and then you put brown sugar over it. We're going to make them. We're going to grind them up and put them into the espresso coffee to see what kind of flavor we get. Last time I tried adding something doughy into an ice cream. It was absolutely fantastic. Everybody in the class loved it, and the next day you couldn't eat it because the dough had absorbed the moisture from the ice cream and it became really mushy, and it was absolutely horrible.
That's what happened with Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
The Cinnamon Toast Crunch, yep. So I've learned from that from Jeff's instruction. Jeff's instruction was he was standing there like he was now going like that.
But it was good at the time. It was good at the time.
I didn't know we were both going to be wearing the same color today. We don't have uniforms, but anyway. So we're going to grind up the beignets and put them in there. And I also put in a couple of squirts of Hershey's syrup. Gary's Ice Cream up in Chelmsford, Mass. taught me about that. Coffee can be a little bit bitter because we're using instant coffee, and it has bitterness to it. So if you put a couple of squirts of Hershey syrup in, you'll never taste the chocolate, but it takes away the bitterness to it. So just a little trick. So let me sanitize the machine first to get going. We want to kill off any bacteria that was in there from the night before or the last time we ran. And you do it with a chlorine-based sanitizer. If you were in a foreign country and could not get a commercial sanitizer, you could use a cap. There we go. A cap of Clorox bleach. Not a cup, but a cap to a gallon of water. The only problem is health departments often just, you tell them that you're using Clorox bleach, and they go, oh, you're putting that in your ice cream? No, I'm sanitizing my machine with it. So it's a lot easier to buy a commercial sanitizer. One of the big ones is Sterasheen, and you can find this all over the internet, Sterashen. Health departments see this and they know what you're doing. They know that you know what you're doing, and so everything goes smoothly. That's a lot of water, but I'll take that. So we put the sanitizer in here. I'm going to make sure the gate is closed on the Emery Thompson from the last time I made ice cream. One of these days you'll leave the gate open and the water's going to come pouring everywhere, and you're going to curse me for making a leaky machine, and it's going to be because the gate's open.
No witty banter while you're doing that?
I'm trying to pour without spilling because I don't need a towel underneath me.
Trust me, you do.
I'll humor you. This is adjustable up and down to any size that you want. I'm going to turn on my infinite overrun control. This is something that I invented in 1998, and it allows me to adjust the speed of the machine, and by doing that I can change the air content of any product. What I'm going to do right now is run it at maximum speed because I'm just sanitizing the machine. The second that sanitized water hits the parts, everything is sterile. But the health department usually wants you to run it for 30 seconds, 60 seconds. Whatever they say is what you're going to do. When we make ice cream, when we pull this out, the next step of making ice cream is we'll have our dairy product in there, our flavors. We'll turn also on the refrigeration. That will get the walls of the cylinder ice cold, and the blades will scrape the ice cream off the walls. And then when we're finished, we'll turn off the refrigeration. We'll keep it spinning to help push the product out. The ice cream will be thick, and the machine will push it out. Right now, there's just water in there. If I open this gate to take out the water, the first row of people here, it's going to be like Shamu the whale at SeaWorld. You're going to get soaked, including me. So turn it off. You know, I try to teach you the way you were taught how to change the tire on a car. You hope never to have to change a tire, but if you do, you should at least know. Or if you're a millennial, you'll call Liberty Mutual, and they send out a team to do it for you. That'll get me in trouble. Good morning. Oops. So I'm going to keep this off to the side, this sterile water, because I can use that for anything that comes in contact with the ice cream, like my hands or a spatula or anything like that. So let me go get the mix. That's the one thing I forgot.
Would you like me to entertain the crowd while
Please
you're gone?
do.
Okay.
You want to show them the missing rabbit trick?
So, contrary to what Steve said, I'm experimenting today. I'm going to make 3 things. One of them is my tried and true totally coconut ice cream, which is a definite winner. It's what I started my business on, one flavor. And that flavor rocketed us to stardom. And then we'll experiment with 2 cookie flavors, 2 cookie ice creams that I've never made before. So we'll give it a shot.
Contrary to contrary, isn't that double negative?
Did I say contrary to contrary?
No, but that's what I sounded thinking. What do we have to put 4 quarts of mix in? Something measured? Or we've got these down here if you want it. This is a blend that we get from the dairy. It consists of milk, cream, sugar, and skim milk. If you want milk in your coffee in the morning, you probably don't keep a cow out back and go milk it. And in an ice cream parlor, although you could make your own blend, it's a lot more convenient to let scientists, dairy scientists, do it for you. They do it by the percentages of how much fat the cow produces, depending on its breed, the time of year, sugar, water, sugar, milk, cream, and skim milk. That's all that's in there.
First tip of the day, when you're measuring in a measuring cup or a beaker like this, put the measuring units opposite you.
That's a good idea.
Of course it is.
I like that.
So that you can see it.
Yeah.
And we want 4 quarts, right?
4 quarts. Now, which one did I give you? I gave you the agenda. Here's the formula. So we'll pass these out. That's the Espresso Beignet formula. Except if you want to make a change on there, we are cutting back. I'm going to take one too, so I know what I'm doing. We're cutting back on the coffee down to, what do we say, 4 ounces, 3 ounces?
Well, we'll start with this much.
Okay. While you're watching these videos, or if you're live here, take notes, because we make changes on the fly, mainly because we're experimenting. That's the fun of making ice cream. And we make sure the gate's closed. And let me find the Hershey's. Oh, we got to grind up the beignets. Let me get them.
And while he's getting that, it probably would be a good idea to run the coffee crystals in the machine and get them to dissolve. You think? How much is that? About that much. No sugar, huh?
We're going to get it from here.
Okay.
No, just the dairy.
Okay.
There's a lot of sugar in these.
Okay. let's start with that and see how we do.
All right. Yeah. There. All right.
Here, that one piece.
Yeah.
There.
Okay. Want a
A
spatula?
knife. Just a knife.
Knife.
Yeah, got a knife? Yeah, the white handle, is that a knife? That's good. Same technique you would use for Snickers, Kit Kat, Payday. What? Yes.
Fat are you using the mixed?
It's 10%.
Now, while Jeff's grinding those up, the 10% is unique, I think, to Florida because that's what I chose to do, and Jeff also does it. If we were up in New York, it would be 14 or 16% fat. That's what's normal, that's what sells. Upper Midwest, same thing. California, same thing. Here in Florida, it is so hot, but also, unlike Texas, it's so humid that if you eat a high-fat ice cream, it makes you sweat and makes you feel uncomfortable, and that's not good. We want people to feel refreshed. So 10% is the federal minimum to still call it ice cream. So I'm not advocating 10% for the whole country. I'm just saying 10% works down here in a humid climate. On average, ice cream is 12, 14. Haagen-Dazs and Ben & Jerry, two people we put in the business, are 16%. Nope, too many. I can't believe we jammed this little machine. This thing is indestructible.
What did you make the beignets with, Elmer's?
Concrete. I have another container of smaller pieces, I think. Want to try that? Because I have more than we need.
Oh, they're like cement.
Yeah.
These are like glue. Well, tell me how you make a beignet. What's in it?
Well, it's a beignet. It's a flour mix that I bought from Café du Monde. You can also use. You can buy in the supermarket in the refrigerator section little packets of pizza dough, and you can use that. That wouldn't really make a pure beignet, but the Italians do that. They take the pizza, break it into small pieces, and drop it in fat and fry it to not this heavy, but a golden brown. And then you sprinkle it with powdered sugar, and it's absolutely delicious. It's addictive. It's got a name, but that was from a girl I used to date, and she's not.
In Pennsylvania, they sell fried dough.
Yeah, that's probably the same idea. Pretty exciting. These people came all this way to watch us play with a blender.
Yeah, but when they taste it, they'll go, oh.
Well, I hope so. Okay, so you've got the mix in there. I'm going to also put in about 4 squirts of Hershey syrup. I'll do that. And since we're so close, I'm going to start the freezing process. I'm going to turn on the infinite overrun. I'm going to pick super premium, Start, and that's going to take it to the speed I want for a super premium ice cream. Turn on the refrigeration. I think that's all we can get in there.
What do you mean?
I don't think there's any more room unless I take a little out.
Well, take a little out because we got to get this in.
Okay. Well, that may be more beignet than we need.
No, you can never have too many beignets, right?
No? Okay. Let's see.
Put them all in.
More coffee.
More what?
More coffee.
Okay, right there. The open one.
Thank you.
Maybe we shouldn't have started the freeze yet.
No, it'll all work. Nothing happens in freezing. Nothing happens in freezing until for the first 4 minutes. Okay, so if you want to adjust your recipe, that was 3.5 ounces of the Cafe Bustelo, B-U-S-T yellow espresso instant. I'll pass this around so you can see it.
Hey, you know what we can do?
What's that?
We can use the rest of this as it's coming out.
You don't think it'll get mushy?
Well, we're going to eat it right away.
Okay, that's fine. Where did our napkins go? Paper towels. Can I have a roll of paper towels, Christy? I'm sorry, could I have a roll of paper towels? Thanks.
I purposely put the cup there. What'd you do with the cup?
The cup?
That cup.
Yeah.
Right there.
Right.
Got another one?
I don't think so.
Never mind, I'll use one of these.
All right. We have lots of those. Any questions so far? Yes, sir.
Yes. What the hell are you guys doing?
When you said the infinite overrun control,
What?
how do you know what percentage you're making? Is there like, you have a number there, is it about 165?
These are numbers that I picked years ago for different speeds for different products.
Well, like if you wanted say an ice cream at 100% overrun, well,
I would run it on homemade or full speed. The number, excuse me, the number of RPMs doesn't matter because if you're using another machine, a homemade hand crank or anything on the market, every machine will be different.
Okay.
But no other machine has this control.
Right.
They're all set for one speed. The Cappigianis are set to do gelato only. They cannot do homemade. They can't do super premium. No other machines except this one and a frozen custard freezer, which we are also making, can go as low as this one. So when I pick up a product, like over here, I've already set the overrun into it in the name. So we have homemade ice cream, super premium, Italian ice gelato, frozen yogurt, cream ices, frozen custard, sorbet, sorbetto, sherbet, frozen lemonade, and on the newer machines we've also added dairy-free. So all you have to do is pick the product that you're making today and push it. Now, for the executive chef who, anybody here an executive chef? Good. Executive chefs know more than, God. And so they are always going to have their own attitude. So they can come over here and say, well, I'm going to run frozen custard at a certain speed, 135 RPM. But since they're an executive chef, they're going to say, no, I want to run it at 137. So they can tap the manual. Actually, it goes up in 5. So they can go to 140, you can go to 130. So we give you the automatics, but we also give you the ability to adjust it manually.
My opinion on that is we need sugar. My opinion is we need sugar.
It's not sweet enough?
Correct.
Let's throw some in. How about some good organic?
What?
You got it there?
Organic.
All right, Jeff wants to sweeten the product up. He has an incredible sweet tooth, so we're going to add a little sugar to it. Eight ounces. Spatula. No, I need a spatula. No, it's in the machine itself. Thank you. Just a little sugar to Jeff's request. See, making ice cream, what I'm trying to show, Jeff will do, as I said, tried and true formulas. I make ice cream by mathematics. If I'm doing an Italian ice, in order for it to be Italian ice, it has to have a certain amount of sugar, water, and flavor. No secret there. So if you up the water dramatically, it's not going to be Italian ice. Just like baking a cake. If you bake a cake and you say, well, I like flour, so I'm going to double the amount of flour, that won't make it a birthday cake anymore. So mathematically, all ice creams, all sorbets, all dairy-frees will be in a certain range, and then you can play with the taste to your personal preference.
Sir.
You have a question for the growth rate, naturally because the air mixture, what's the percentage of growth rate of the product?
Overrun.
Double if you do 100% overrun. Let me just check this product because I don't want it to run away from me. Overrun is a complicated term that I can make simple. It's like proof in alcohol. This is ready. I'm going to take that out, so I'll answer your question after we get it out. I'm going to turn off the refrigeration switch. And Jeff, you wanted to add some?
What?
We wanted to add some of this?
Oh, you don't have to. It's got enough stuff.
I think we had a lot in there. See how fast that comes out?
Is your blade still running? Just drain it out?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. But the refrigeration is now off. See that? Doesn't that look nice? I know. That's why Jeff's towel's there. I only get nervous when people point because something's on fire or flooding.
Okay, if you want some, come on up. If you don't, come on up anyway. Make it look good.
Yeah. I need music fuel there.
Ciao Luna Manzanale. Hey, that's good. It's got a nice coffee. Sammy, come back here.
Sorry.
All right, she's all yours.
She heard the machine stop, didn't she?
She knows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she knows. She'll come running.
That's good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I couldn't find Mystic Cafe. I couldn't find Emery.
Thank you so much.
Hi, good to see you.
I love coffee ice cream.
Well, I think you'll like this.
But
Yeah, why were you late?
I didn't have breakfast, so I want only a little bit.
Okay, why were you late?
But because my landlady started talking to me in the morning.
But you have an obligation.
What do you think?
You knew
Did
to
you
be
try it?
here.
No, so she was wasting my time and I couldn't say goodbye.
Sure you can. I gotta go.
Want me to, you ain't tired?
What?
You ain't tired? You want me to take over?
Oh. Come on, I'm a professional scooper.
Yeah. Well, unbeknownst to you, down over here, I'm collecting $5 each.
These are the lovebirds of the class.
Good morning.
Good morning. You know, you can always pave potholes with this when you're done.
Yeah.
Look how thick they look at that.
Yeah, it's thick. It's sticky.
It's the dough.
Thought you guys defeated the ninja for a minute.
Yeah, me too. I thought
Never.
nothing
You can
stops
never
a
defeat a
ninja.
ninja.
I'll just take one for my.
Now, the last thing I did was pull the ice cream out of here, so the gate's still open.
make anything with
That means when I come back to make another
what?
batch, it's going all over the floor. So
Well,
close the gate.
tiramisu.
Right there. Well, what do we think? Plus, minus, yay?
Very good.
Good first choice.
It's a little sticky with the baguettes in it, the beignets. That's me. Christy, would you like to eat all this?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, I thought Sammy was coming back in.
I'll need
yes, ma'am.
I'll need my spoon back.
Okay, I'll bring it back up.
Thank you very much.